Hello, my friends. I'm back here on doing a video that was I thought that would be important for to share because I've been dealing with this question with some of my previous guests and followers that I've been following up online back in their daily basis routine in the city, which is, hi Barbara, I've been doing my practice, I've been doing this and your recommendations, but I cannot meditate anymore. So I need to make this clear about what is meditation and demystifying a little bit about this concept of what is meditation. Of course, this is again my own perspective and based on my experience and the benefits that I got out of it and why is it included in the offline experiences and everything that we offer at offline. Meditation is one of the activities, practices that we do. So basically, what is meditation? Um, Meditation is a practice where we create time and space to reconnect with ourselves. And what does that mean? What is practice in the first place? Why is meditation different from a sport or from any other action? Practice is a specific action that we do on a regular basis. It's different from a punctual action, just like going for a night out or the cinema or meeting some friends. It's something that we do on a regular basis with a specific purpose. A sport is something that we do that mainly works out our body, and in certain types of sports also works within the mind spectrum. And meditation is therefore a practice that we take time and space for us to reconnect with our body, with our mind, and with our spirits. So I'm going to try to explain a little bit what is this about. First of all, the benefits of meditating is on a physical level. First, because we get in touch with our body. On a mental level, because if we have a regular meditation practice, we can focus our mind in the present moment, which is key for us to be with a healthy, balanced mind. So we focus on the present, so we don't get stuck in the past, which can lead to depression, and we don't worry too much about the future, which can lead to kind of high levels of anxiety. On a spirit level, allows us to reach higher levels of consciousness of who we really are. So what is the purpose of this practice? It's for us to allow ourselves to feel the body, to see how we feel, different parts of the body, listening to it and do something about it. On a mental level, to observe our thoughts, and on a spiritual level, to allow the energy to flow, whatever this type of energy it is, and therefore with different types of energy we reach higher levels of consciousness and awareness of why are we feeling and what is this energy that is coming in, that is going out. And with this, I wanted also to tell about what are the types of meditation, because the question that I get asked is do I need to sit down for meditation? And well, I'm not doing meditation because I'm thinking too much. Well, for us to be able to be sitting down in meditation and not think about anything else, it requires a lot of practice, and we basically, almost exaggerating, need to be a monk in the Himalayas and be in pure bliss with no thoughts. Again, as I said before, on a mental level, meditation allows us to be aware of what we are thinking. Because if we are in kind of automatic pilot state, where we're just doing the things because it needs to be done that like this, and we're rushing this way, and then we're rushing that way, now I need to do this and do that, we just don't stop. We don't stop, and we don't think like, how am I feeling doing this? What do I really think about when I'm doing this? Do I really want to do this? Does my body respond to this in a good way or in a bad way? When I do specific action, do I feel good or do I feel bad? And if we are kind of in our automatic pilot state and sometimes reaching stages of burnout, we don't recognize any of this because we just don't stop. So, therefore, anything that you create within a time and space that you create just for yourself, it's a form of meditation. But again, there's different types of meditation, and depending on the type of meditation, you can get better results. So, therefore, you can meditate going for a walk. You can meditate dancing. You can meditate writing, reading, playing music. What differs from all of these practices of the level of meditation is how you spend that time and how your mind can be focused on that time for you, allowing yourself to feel. So what I mean by that is that when you're dancing, if you see this example, if you're dancing with your eyes open, you're more aware of what is around you instead of just looking into your body. When you're dancing with your eyes closed, you're more in tune with how the body feels. When you go for a walk, you walk and you can be in tune with your body and see how your body is moving, or you can just look around. So your mind is also distracted. When you're playing music, if you're playing music just to make sure that you're playing really well with the technique, your mind is disturbed thinking about, oh, I should do this because it will sound better or I will perform better. Or if you just relax the body and allow the energy to flow, then the music will go in a more natural way. So your mind is a little bit more out of it, and the spirit comes in, and the body will feel better. Therefore, usually the music sounds better also. So when we sit in meditation cross-legged or laying down and we close our eyes, the difference is when we close our eyes, 80%, 75%, I've heard, of all the information that your brain gets is through the senses of the sight, of what you see. So when you close your eyes, none of those distractions bother anymore. So you really need to look inside. And when we say look inside, is look of how the body feels, how the thoughts are going, and what energies are going on, you know? When you're dancing, the body moves, so you can get reach stages in ecstatic dance that you're not really thinking about the movement. But when you're still, when you're really still, then there's no distraction at all, right? Because you can meditate also staring at the candle. You can meditate staring at the mandala. And when you stare at the mandala, you're meditating with your eyes open and the mandala is in front of you. So you have this angle of vision. So your mind is focused on the mandala, but all around there's other stuff also that the mind can be distracted. On the candle is the same. When the eyes is closed and you focus on the breathing, the mind stays here, you know? So it's like a training of the mind. If you train for a marathon, you need to just do 5 minutes. The body will not be as efficient if you run for 10 kilometers, right? So when you close your eyes and focus just on the breathing, the mind is just here. Here, the chest, the belly, up and down, it's just here. So we're trying to, when we meditate, we try to focus the mind on the present moment. So if the mind is present just here, then it will be more trained to be just here. Okay, so this is I think is a cool example of how dismystifying, I would say, certain types or levels of meditation. And when you start, like I did, started meditation practice through back in 2012. When I, just for you to have a bit of context, when I was taking pills for anxiety, I've always had problems with anxiety, depression, antidepressants. And by that time, I had my first called spiritual awakening, where my body exploded. I had a big, huge allergy in my body, and I was like, fuck, what's going on? You know, and I was just completely lost. And for the first time, I called for God, even though I've never been religious in my life. And I was like, God, please help me. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, because I'm just going crazy. That's when the time I was going crazy, not now. Everyone thinks that I'm going crazy a bit lately, but no. That time I was crazy, and so I called for help, and suddenly I was like, okay, I'm gonna try meditation. I had this call, nobody told me. I looked on YouTube videos, actually read some books, bought some books about mindfulness and meditation, and just started doing simply breathing exercises. And therefore my mind, which was always running towards the future at that time, because when I was younger it was more holding on to the past, that's why I got depressed. that time, those years were more worrying about the future, and I can't control like everything that was not in my control. I would just panic. But like when I say panic, is like really stop breathing, stop doing anything, because I was just like freezing, panicking, and because I didn't know what's going to happen. And for me, not knowing what's going to happen, it was something that was out of control, and I just couldn't bear it. And then suddenly, if I started doing this 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the night, and suddenly my mind starts being still, and I start to feel happier, and no more pills until now, 8 years now or something. And that's why I keep my regular meditation practice. But however, although I do in the morning and in the evening, usually 1 hour each, 1 hour minimum every day, but ideally 2-3 hours. I also do other practices that keep my mind still, which is reading, playing music, writing, and dancing. Love dancing. And dancing in a form of ecstatic dance, where I really, most of the time, close my eyes, and with the breathing, I allow the energy to flow, and my body moves the way that it wants. So it's kind of a automatic flow. That's why I love dancing. Always love dancing, actually. So my suggestion is, what does make you feel good? Because when we reach these stages of meditation, we realize like, oh my God, this feels so good. Or for example, oh, I feel so free when I dance. So do you usually in your daily life feel free or feel good? You know, if you don't, maybe it's because you don't create that time and space for yourself. On another level, not all the time, when I meditate, I feel good. It's then when I meditate, I realize that I'm overthinking some things, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of out of alignment of myself. There's these voices of worrying, and I'm just observing, but I know that it's going to pass. If I keep reading, if I keep focusing my mind, eventually it will go away, because everything goes away. Nothing stays permanent in life. It's just like nature itself. Storms come, then comes the sunshine, the seasons change, the moon changes, the sun sets and rises every morning. So meditation is not something, this is especially for the ones that say, oh, meditation is not for me, because I'm thinking all the time. Eventually you're going to start thinking less. Eventually your mind is going to stop. Even if for just a few seconds, these moments of stillness, and you just feel pure bliss, is just worth the practice. And you're going to see the results and the benefits in your daily life when something happens and gets you a bit, oh, why is this happening? And you're just like, okay, I'm observing that I'm maybe panicking, but I'm just going to take a long, deep breath. And you do this kind of automatically, because you just become more aware the more you do it. You become more aware of what you're thinking, and this is why meditation is so cool. And it's kind of a practice that is growing and growing, because more and more people are reaching stages of burnout and anxiety, and they can't stop. And well, if you can't stop, of course the body's going to explode, the mind is going to go crazy. So time and space for yourself, this is what this is my mission, is to try to spread this message. And this is what we create at Offline in one-day experiences in your home, and in the offline holiday experiences in Algesur. And through online, this is the message that I want to pass through. Create time and space for yourself. Disconnect from your devices, and reconnect with yourself. I hope this is helpful. Share if this resonates with you, and if you think this was helpful. If you think this was not helpful, then don't share. But I appreciate the ones who share. So sharing my experience and you resonating, and also we can help other people going through the same experiences that we've been through. Therefore, we create a better world. Thank you very much, and I wish you a beautiful day.